And day 2 in the trial against Elias Gudino. He's accused of kidnapping and killing 3 people in Summit County last year. Today in court, we heard from a 4th victim, the one man who survived.
So I wanted to go in and sit on the chair and take off my shoes. So when there 2 people approached me in the dark and put a gun to my head.
The day was March 9th, 2023. Oscar Mejia Gomez said he had just gotten home from work in Youngstown when 2 men tied him up and held him and his roommates at gunpoint. He testified he didn't know the armed men and said they were looking for someone named Ariel, a man who no longer lived there. Oscar told the jury the men drove them to a home in Copley, untied them to go to the bathroom, then tied them back up, duct taped their mouths, and wrote MS-13 on their chests. Then, 2 by 2, drove them to the side of a road to shoot them. Through an interpreter, Oscar described what he said when one of the men pointed a gun at him.
That I had children, but he had no mercy.
Which one shot you?
The short one.
No mistake.
No hay como equivocarse.
No.
The bullet went through his hat and grazed his head, and he played dead. Police found the bodies of Oscar's 3 roommates the next day. Oscar testified the man who pulled the trigger and the man who was in charge throughout the kidnapping was the defendant, Elias Gudino. Now, no one seems to know who or where the 2nd suspect is today. He was masked at the time. Now, Gudino's defense team suggests Gudino was the 5th hostage here. They argue the cartel was in charge and they demanded Gudino come along or they would kill his family. We'll talk more about that coming up in the news at 5.